Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the next matchup in this series between Elfi and WhiteRa, with WhiteRa currently training 2 games, and Elfi showing once again that his PvP is extremely strong.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on, well, yesterday, I suppose you could say, not day one, is that Elfi's strengths really do shine in this matchup. His decision-making, his builds, and obviously his control are so good. And his weaknesses, as we talked about as well, is his multitasking, which isn't that demanding in this matchup, and especially his late-game macro as well. And he's winning every game before the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, he is. He's got these really aggressive one-base builds, which for the longest time, one-base really was the only way to play PvP, and it evolved a little bit into two-base as well. But Elfi playing a classic style with some variance and really great execution, which WhiteRa is not dealing with all that well at the moment. We'll see if he's able to pull it back from this point. Elfi from Team ASUS, he is in the red trunks playing Protoss to the southeast of this, the Shakuras Plateau, versus his opponent from Team Thermaltake Esports, it is WhiteRa. He is in the blue trunks playing Protoss to the northwest.
This map's a little bit better for WhiteRa. It's a little bit more of a defensive map in the fact that the ramp on the lower ground is still 2 force fields will block off everything. And even on the main as well, a single force field will stop any 4 gates happening as well. So we'll have to see, can WhiteRa defend here? And also, though, you have to think about Elfi's 2-0 up now. He can literally do anything. He could even go like a Nexus first and lose the game, and he wouldn't mind. Really wouldn't mind being 2-0 up.
Yeah, exactly. That's the psychology of the best of 5, isn't it? You could do whatever you want with this game. This one right here, when you're 2 games up, when you just simply do not care. And we'll see if Elfi decides to do that, or if he just wants to play it really safe. Because even dropping 1 game to WhiteRa and giving WhiteRa the momentum back, we've seen how that can go. And that might not be such a good idea. Elfi perhaps just wants to clean this up, get his 3rd place victory, and walk away with that $1,000 prize here. So let's see if he does anything unconventional. Openings are identical for the moment.
Yes, they are, and we do see 12 gate from both these players. WhiteRa changing it up a bit, and usually, well, he has actually got 12 gate, but still uses 3 chrono boost. So he is going to keep his tech on a similar timeline as Elfi's, but is just going to chrono boost that extra time into his minerals once again for those probes. And both players are going to scout exactly the same time here. And I wonder if Elfi will just go ahead and play greedy, because that's another option he can do as well. This is how he beat Huck on this map yesterday, by showing a little bit of a fake 4-gate and then playing super greedy, going for that blink and observer play.
And it worked out. It really, really did. And Huck is no slouch when it comes to PvP, as everyone is well aware, I would think, at this point. So let's find out what happens. We've got a second gateway for WhiteRa, potentially this 3-Stalker build again. Elfi does see that, so we'll see what his reaction is shortly. It's the single gateway down for the time being. Keep an eye on his mineral count. It's not amazingly high yet. He's continuing to spend just to get a Stalker out, wants to get WhiteRa's probe out of his base, but he is saving quite a bit of chrono boost on the Nexus.
And it looks like Elfi has cut probes already. He's chrono boosting into the Cybercore and squeezes a chrono boost onto the gateway as well. And there is a hidden pylon in the main base of WhiteRa, and WhiteRa will pick it up, and he sees it now and will want to deal with that. He has a Stalker on the way as well, but it's just a single pylon. And Elfi could have got away with that if that pylon hadn't been placed there. And WhiteRa, has he even noticed? Okay, now he has. And is going to go ahead and get rid of that straight away.
Yeah, the risk is, of course, that Elfi decides to go in and do the same thing that he did the last time, which is to dump down a bunch more pylons. That said, Elfi's warp gate count is still only at 1 at the moment. He hasn't got the follow-up warp gate, so that would give, I would imagine, WhiteRa enough time to clean the pylons up before any real aggression would come down. And there's that pylon at the back. He may decide to follow that up with another, but you'll notice that Elfi is going for a 1-gate into a robotics facility, not adding on any additional gateways. So for Elfi here, this is more of, once again, a bit of fake pressure.
Yeah, he's faking everything right now. He's just going to follow it up by super greed. And so did he actually kill any probes? He hasn't killed a single. Oh, he gets 1 with that Zealot. But he's wasted 100 minerals on the right pylon, 100 minerals on the left, and 100 in that Zealot. And these Stalkers are being chased away as well. So he hasn't achieved as much as he did versus Huck. So WhiteRa's not in a bad position. He's got 3 gateways up. WhiteRa could very easily go ahead and just go and expand now and would be in a decent position. But at the same time, if he did do that, he has to think about what is the follow-up from Elfi. He has enough units to go ahead and poke around. There's no sentry, nothing to stop him coming in. So if he did manage to get some scanning information, and look at that, Elfi's actually supply blocked as well. If WhiteRa could get in there and see everything, this could be so big for his game.
Yes, it will. And he was able to pick off an additional Stalker in the process. Elfi ends up getting supply blocked briefly due to the amount of pylons that were in WhiteRa's base. Not exactly the safest place to put them if you want to keep them alive. WhiteRa now just sitting on the natural of his opponent, and Elfi's going to go into what looks very well to be a one-base Colossus play here.
Yeah, it looks very, very similar to the previous game we just saw. Aside from the robotics facility, it was a lot earlier, and he will be able to do that. And what we need to see from WhiteRa, if he wants to win this game, he has to identify what's going on. Even just poking at the ramp a little bit and seeing minimal units and minimal gas. There's only a single sentry all game long. Where has Elfi's gas gone is a question WhiteRa will ask. And at the same time, he will be able to chrono boost an observer out and then hopefully defend a lot better by using force fields again on that lower ramp. And there is a warp prism, and just like previously, we are going to be seeing this 4-gate with Warp Prism, Colossus again. Rematch from the last game.
Yes, Warp Prism versus Warp Prism here. Well, that's coming out at almost exactly the same time there. You'll notice that Elfi's is going to be out just a little bit quicker. These things don't take too long to build. WhiteRa is still sitting on this, and he's going to see any attempt to expand. Will he seriously move over there?
Wow.
Not a good idea. Oh, no. That Warp Prism is down, and WhiteRa, a lot of patience there. It paid off in spades.
I guess that's one way for WhiteRa to come back in this game. And
yeah, that would do it.
That would do it. That does help a lot. And Elfi knows it too and's like, oh, crap, I got to expand, I guess.